Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to If These Walls Could Talk. I'm Wendy Stuart.
And I'm Tym Moss.
And we are here for your entertainment today.
Yes, if these walls could talk.
That's what we do. How are you doing, Tim?
I'm good. How are you doing?
Good. I am, just moving along, missing Alan.
Yeah.
It's been a week, but, moving along, went to the Imperial Court,
Right.
38th night of 1,000 gowns. It was a 15-hour day for me because I was in somebody's, they call it stepping up. This is going to be our new emperor. And you know what? I was thrilled and blessed. And how cool was it to not only be at this event, to be part of the event.
Yeah, right. The Night of 1,000 Gowns, for those of you who don't know, is an incredible display.
Oh my God.
The whole evening is
it was a display. And, it's based on the court system. Now, I don't mean like, Judge Judy. That was too good to pass up. I mean like the court system, like, Harry
like
and Meghan.
The royal court.
The royals. And, we all have titles. We all come dressed to the nines, and what we're really known for is we all wear incredible rhinestone jewelry.
Yeah.
So
and tiaras, and
it was the whole thing.
My gowns, full length.
Okay, gown. My dress was killer.
My God.
I know
that was
killed.
Gorgeous.
Thank you, B&B Couture. Thank you, Eva, for dressing me. The dress was designed by Aletta. Absolutely gorgeous. And I got to tell you, this designer, there were probably 9 other things that were on the same level that I could have picked. So when you find, when you find the person that can really make you shine, girl, you go with it.
Absolutely.
You
and
go
she
with it.
did make you shine that night.
Well, we raised a lot of money, of course, for Trinity Place, which helps homeless teens. Everything the Imperial Court does really is to lift up. Every event we have that we entertain at, our tips, everything we do is to help other organizations. And I always like people to know, besides what we do for LGBTQ organizations, the Imperial Court also entertains in nursing homes. We're called Hearts and Voices. I haven't done it yet, but again, I'm so proud to be part of that organization.
It is. It's wonderful. Well, and also that was on Saturday night, but Friday night there was another party leading up to it, correct?
What was oh my God,
Was it Taj or
Slate? That was at Slate, and I love that Tim brought that up. So Mama had to make an executive decision.
Oh, that's
after
right.
The week
I forgot about that.
Alan passing and the ashes not going where they were supposed to go. That's a whole other story.
Yeah, that's a comedy
right.
Right there.
After that week, it was Friday night, and our amazing friend performer Dorothy Bishop had been on last week, and Dorothy said to me, "Are you sure you really want to go out tonight?" The weather was crummy, and I had my Hollywood wings under my eyes because I was getting all dolled up for Saturday, and I thought, do I really want to go out and drink and like not be fresh as a daisy for my 15-hour day on Saturday? So you know what, Tim and I don't like staying home, but I've learned something from Tim.
You did it, Tim.
Yeah, I did it. Tim says no. I know you can't believe that, but the other thing I've learned from him, Tim will make his appearance at things. He'll stay 45 minutes and then he leaves. I call it
Go to the next one.
To go to the next one. He calls it I'm Tym Mossing. Okay, and he's usually in bed by 11. No, you know what? Otherwise, it's smart.
Sometimes, yeah.
Yeah, it's a really, really smart thing to do. Shout outs here. Of course, we saw Michael Musto was it Night of 1,000 Gowns. Dorothy Bishop is now a member of Night of 1,000 Gowns. She is a member of the Imperial Court. I helped pick her court name, What is it?
Cha-cha Chihuahua?
Yeah, it's like Cha-cha Chihuahua or no, Cha-cha Charo. Because she does Charo, yeah. She did bring Luther to the rehearsal. She did not bring him to the event itself. Luther's probably very bitter over that. If you want to catch Luther, those of you who don't know, that's Dorothy's Chihuahua, who only has 3 teeth left, but he'll use them.
So, yeah. Luther did a Tym Moss.
He did. Luther stayed home, but you can catch Luther at the Easter parade. Dorothy has made him a torturous Easter bunny outfit. You can catch his picture on her Facebook page.
And he doesn't look real happy.
He's so bitter. I'm like, you're gonna get bitten. You wonder what the dog bites.
With the 3 teeth.
It's like he's got 3 teeth and bunny ears in this one. So,
but I am. Our dear friend, Reverend Yolanda, had lost her husband, Reverend Glenn, a couple weeks ago. So Adam Shapiro and I had went out and took Reverend Yolanda out to lunch. We had a ball, and I mean, there was lots of laughter and
Good.
tears and
Yeah.
more laughter and good food. And yeah, it was just, it was a joyous occasion under the circumstances.
Under
yeah.
the circumstances,
Yeah.
because it was pretty sudden with Glenn. It
Oh,
just
yeah.
like
Yeah.
happened like
Yeah.
overnight. I know I spoke to their mutual friend that we have, and
Uh-huh.
we were talking about their memorial will be sometime in May.
Yes.
So yeah, it was really sudden. I don't know, I connect. Okay, I'm going down the rabbit hole. I connect all of these people passing at this time to this eclipse. Everyone's so
There's
excited. They want to
something.
know where they can see it and everything. I am going as far away as I possibly can from this eclipse. Okay, because I'm telling you, if you talk to people and see how the stars are aligning and all of that, you know what? I'll be home. I'll be Tym Moss.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. So you know what? We love colorful people on this
Oh
show.
my gosh. And I wanted to wear something really colorful, and I realized I don't have that many colorful stuff. So I thought, let me just piece this together. But this was in honor of our guest today.
Right. In honor of our guest today, because our guest today is probably one of the most colorful people.
I would say splashy and flashy.
Flashy. Our guest today is described as a wonderful living work of art. I took that quote from her bio because I love it. With an artistic background as colorful as her wardrobe. She goes by the name Princess Wow or Mindy Fredkin. She uses her hat happenings, her colorful dolls, her original smile music, and comedic storytelling to explore her journey from depression to starting a revolution. And let me tell you, she has started a revolution. Put your hands together for the colorful, the fabulous Princess Wow. Yay.
Hi.
Oh my
we need
God.
to move in a little.
We're
We got to get real close.
No, we're all cozy. Are we
Little
good
bit more.
now?
All right,
You got Mindy. You got room
There we
here.
are.
Mindy, you're not used to being sitting on top of people in the world. That's how the world of podcasting is. We have very like small space, and
That's
you know,
good.
it is good. It's like all cozy, and then
That's
we can get.
good. I like
Right, you like it. It was good unless like someone told you, I think I may have COVID. That it's not.
Yeah,
right, exactly.
But we're way past that now.
How are you doing?
Yeah.
How are you?
Good.
You're looking fabulous as always.
Well, I just had my pink hair.
I love
added.
that.
This is great. Did you do this now? I saw
Yesterday,
Mindy
I
last
just
year for
got it.
Easter.
Yeah,
you,
right.
You did the
Well, it was
did you
blue.
do this
It was split
last
last
year?
year. Okay, so this is what I've been letting this is my real color. It's like 3 colors, salt and pepper.
It's
Love
a beautiful
This is my
color.
real-
This is you. These
No, but
colors.
I have to keep this because I really
Yeah.
like having my real color.
Right,
It's kind of
absolutely.
cool.
It is. I like
But
what
I
you
have
did.
to have color. I have to have color too. So
Right.
it's like, yeah.
They
So-
call this tipping, right? Don't they call this tipping when
I
you
don't
take?
know.
Yeah, I
Is
think
it
that's what they.
tipping? Oh, okay.
It's
I thought
tipping.
it was like ombre called. I don't
Ombre
know.
is like different shades. I think
Oh.
when you just
No,
like and draw it to the
oh.
end, it's
Yeah,
like.
just-
Well, actually, I wanted 2 colors. I think next time I'll have like I like having 2 colors.
You could do one on
I'll
one
have like
side.
5 colors.
Right. You could do one on one side and one on the other.
No, I could.
No,
yeah, I
yeah,
could.
you
No, I
could,
think
you know,
I don't
from
know.
that way.
Anyway, it's okay.
Anyway,
Anyway,
well,
it
It
could
looks
change at any
fabulous.
moment. It
Yeah.
could change at any moment.
It's all about Mindy's hair today. So, are we going to be seeing you at the Easter parade?
Yeah, of course.
Okay,
I
good.
have
Yes,
to be
that's-
there.
we saw
Yeah,
you last
last
year.
year. Now we'll meet on the steps again.
Well, we meet on
Okay.
the steps.
Wait,
for all
guess
of us.
who's coming?
Oh,
Wait,
she's-
guess who's coming?
She's so
But
cute.
this is my from my likeness. This is Miss Wow.
Yes, and Miss
Miss
Wow.
Wow.
accompanied
This
you
is when my hair was
everywhere.
blue. That was
Yes,
when my hair was
right.
blue.
Wait, can Tim and I do this ceremony where I hold her hand and he
Yeah.
holds her hand and then
Okay,
we
yeah.
hold it up in front of you?
This is
Okay.
This is
Okay. Yeah. This is what happened. And I
All
have like 3 dolls. Okay. But anyway,
Wait, are all
this
three
is
of
from
us?
a photo of me. Here, see, this is from a photo
This
of
is
me.
so
It's on my
cute.
this is on my poster.
How do people get these dolls if they want?
Well, I don't make them. No, it's a doll maker.
So they can order it.
Yeah, you can just like
Oh.
show your picture, and she's amazing actually. So
Uh-huh.
anyway, you just, like-
Wow.
so this is from my outfit and my head when I had, and here's my
She's
pink
so
glasses.
cute.
And she's cute.
Uh-huh.
So last year at the Easter parade.
Yes. You had
Okay.
blue hair.
Wait a
last
minute.
year,
Yeah, blue hair. Okay, so as soon as I took out nobody was photographing me until I brought her.
Ah!
As soon as I went like
It's a
this,
prop.
all the photographers
I
were
know.
photographing me. It was
Well,
like,
it's a
oh,
prop. You have to have a
she's the
prop.
star, not me. You know what I mean? Anyway, so yeah, she's fun. Anyway, so
You
anyway.
can do what my friends from the Imperial Accordion do. They're all showing up with their chihuahuas.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
It's the same size as a doll,
Right.
actually, right? Bring your doll, bring your chihuahua.
I'll bring my dog. I don't have
Right,
a dog. I
right.
have cats. I can't bring my cats.
No, like the cats don't.
The
Yeah, I
cats
would
don't-
not
the cats
recommend
don't
that.
travel.
Yeah.
Cats
So,
don't travel,
like,
so
I
I bring my dog.
I don't even have my Easter bonnet ready. I'm
I
not
don't
a little
either.
freaked
I'm
out.
not sure. I'm not sure
You're
what
not
I'm
sure. Okay. If
Okay,
you're not sure,
we
that
have
makes
a
me
week.
feel
We
good.
have like less than a week.
No, we
I
don't
know,
have a
like,
week.
days
No,
are-
Three
I
days.
gotta work on it. Now I
Yeah.
have plenty of hats. I have like
Yeah.
100 hats. I think
Mindy
I
has
could find
100
something.
hats.
I
I
think
have
find
3.
something. Well, anyway, make hats. So I mean, of course, I have a lot of hats.
Right, but I don't. Maybe you'd like to lend me one.
We'll see. Maybe. Maybe. I don't know. I
Hit
have
her
to
up.
find you. I
This
gotta
is called
find
Let's
you.
hit the guest up. No,
Wait, I have to
just
find you.
kidding.
We have to find
Right,
each other.
right,
I know.
We have to find
We
each other.
will find each other.
We will
though.
find each other at the
Absolutely.
Easter parade. So you have been very busy. First of all, you have an upcoming show April 11th here
Yes,
at
right
Pangea.
here at
Yes,
Pangea.
I know.
Exciting.
My debut. I have never performed.
Oh,
Wait a minute, I didn't
wow.
realize that.
Yes, it's my debut
That's
show.
huge.
Oh, how
Yes, I got
exciting.
in here. I'm going to thank Tammy Faye Starlight.
Oh,
Oh,
God,
we
yeah.
love.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
everyone loves.
Tammy, everyone loves
So,
Tammy.
but you know the latest thing, that video that she did these days.
I know. I saw it
It's
last
just-
time. I saw it again.
Yeah, but it was just nominated for I forgot which
Oh,
film
right. She was
festival.
nominated for a festival.
Was
Okay.
it? Yeah. So
Yeah, it's
that's
amazing.
amazing.
Yeah,
So
so
is
Tammy
Tammy
Faye
Faye,
is
yeah.
wonderful.
Yeah,
Okay,
we
so
love
she
her.
recommended me.
Mhm.
And then Richard Barone, do you know who that is?
Yes.
Right,
uh-huh.
Richard Barone is one of my best friends.
Oh, Rich
Uh-huh.
Barone. I know him, but I'm not Richard.
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 It's Richard. Okay, so Richard's an acclaimed musician and producer.
Uh-huh.
And so he wrote a long note to Stephen. And then that did it between
Oh,
Tammy and
okay.
Stephen. That's how I got in.
I
That's how I
love
got here.
Well,
Okay,
we're,
so anyway,
we're happy to have
but
you.
wait, I have
here.
one more person to thank. Okay, so
Okay.
Richard Skipper.
Yes,
Uh-huh.
Richard Skipper.
That's how I met you guys.
Yes,
in the
absolutely.
pandemic. That's how I met
Yes.
you. Richard's the one who told me about you. Your
He
show.
did. That's you know
Uh-huh.
what he
It's
said. I
Richard.
remember
Yeah,
him
and we
saying,
did
yeah.
the
And we did the book club. Yeah,
together.
Oh,
Yeah.
you guys were in
I
the
t-
book club.
Which
Yes,
is
well, for
Richard's.
our one book. I did
Yeah.
one book only.
Uh-huh.
But the thing is,
Okay, and a shout out here to Richard Skipper.
yeah, I
First
had
of all,
told Richard I would say I
and
would thank
he
him.
just
That is how we
recently,
met.
very important, he
Yeah, it is
lost his
important.
mom.
Oh,
I know he
Yeah.
lost his mom like a
Yeah.
week or two ago.
Yeah,
I know.
really recent. So
Yeah.
shout out to Richard. Our sympathies. Also, Richard has a show coming up in Palm Springs, and
Right.
unbeknownst to
Yeah.
him, I
Uh-huh.
called everyone that I know there.
Oh,
And
yeah,
I'm
but
like,
it's just- yeah.
it's at Revolution. You have to buy tickets. The club is Revolution.
Oh.
Richard's got a show. God, you want to know
Maybe
anything
I
about
should
anyone?
play.
Yeah.
Maybe I should play. It's called Revolution.
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 Yeah, and I have a smile revolution.
There you go.
Well, wait a
It was
second.
meant to be.
Yeah, but you know what? Richard Skipper has a show this week. That's Friday night.
He does.
Yes.
Do you know where it is?
Wait, where is
Is
it?
it?
Wait,
Is
it's
it
at Laurie
Triad?
Beachman. No,
Oh,
Laurie
Laurie
Beachman.
Beachman.
This
Laurie
is
Beachman.
Friday night.
Uh-huh.
Right.
Okay,
Because
so-
Richard is at Laurie Beachman this Friday night. Dorothy Bishop is at Triad this Friday night. You know what? We can't keep up with it. It's,
Okay,
no,
I know.
it's like exhausting. I have to memorize.
I know, right?
Nobody ever asked me to memorize. I do this on my own
Okay, okay.
because I'm compulsive.
Okay,
all right,
okay,
so-
okay,
Miss Mindy, like,
yeah.
how did all, like, where did you like grow from this color, this entity, this
Okay, so this is what
design?
happened.
Where did
Yeah.
Mindy grow from?
Okay. Well, anyway, I was always into fashion, or I was like a hippie. I come
Well,
from a
where?
fashion.
Yeah,
family.
where?
I'm
Where
from
did-
Baltimore.
Oh, from Baltimore.
Oh my God, with the bridge.
I know.
And yeah,
oh
right,
God,
that
I
was
know. I'm from the
horrifying.
suburbs. Of Baltimore.
Which suburb? My best friend
Pikesville,
Timothy.
Pikesville, Owings Mills.
I know it. I know where Owens.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Right,
Wow.
anyway.
So you grew up in Boston, or
Baltimore.
I'm sorry, in
Yeah,
Baltimore.
Tim, you were close. You were
But
good.
the-
Tim, you're good. You're
so
good.
you
It
grew
wasn't
up,
good.
it's been a
That's
long
good.
day.
It's not over
So-
yet.
So you grew up in Baltimore.
Yeah,
And tell us about
but I
that.
always
Like,
do.
do you have
It's too
brothers and
provincial.
sisters?
It's too provincial for me.
Do you have brothers and sisters? Like, what
Okay,
was it
yeah,
like
my
growing
brothers-
up there? And
It's a long story. You got to come to my show.
Love that.
Okay.
No, but
Oh,
you're
it's all in your
obviously-
show. Okay.
Obviously, you're a creative.
It's like very crazy.
But
Okay.
you were a creative kid growing up in
I
what kind
was,
of
I
house?
was.
What kind of house was it?
Uh-huh.
Very fancy, fashionable, very
fashionable.
colorful.
Okay.
Oh,
Very
Okay.
colorful. My parents got divorced when I was 2, so I had like 2 families. Okay,
Oh,
so
okay.
I had a bright yellow room in my dad's house, and I had a bright green.
I love it.
My mother was interior designer, so it was like,
Oh,
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Now
you
we got
got
it.
it,
Now
you
I
got
got
it.
it. Now, all
It's
right.
all
Yeah.
making
It's
sense.
all
Yeah.
okay, you got it there.
Right.
Okay,
Yes,
but I was
yeah.
a hippie, so it's like I had my designer clothes and I had my hippie clothes.
Oh my
Got it.
God.
Depending
that's
on
so
what I
cool.
was doing, I just
Yeah.
go to a wedding or bar mitzvah, and then I
Right.
go to like my hippie clothes.
I love it. I love you. You ran the gamut, but they were all colorful. Whatever you.
I don't know if they're. I don't know. I can't. Well, it's sort of. Yeah, they were not all, but like I was like starting my. Well, I was really.
Brand.
Yeah, I was starting my brand, I guess. I was the best dressed in 7th grade.
I love
I
it.
was. Oh, I decided I was. I don't know.
Oh,
if I
okay.
was.
You know what, Minty? That's all it
I know.
takes. You decided right today.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I was very color coordinated. Nobody else was. I was like,
Uh-huh.
everything was like
You were the best
matching.
dressed ahead with
Everything was
what any of
matching.
them
It
thought.
sounds like
So
you
I
were definitely the
decided-
best dressed.
I decided I was. Okay.
Absolutely.
So I
great.
decided I
love
was best
that.
dressed. I know. So anyway, what else are we saying? Okay, so all right, what happened was, so then when I moved to New York, I was living in LA.
Well, wait, okay. You
It's a
went from
long
Baltimore.
story.
Wait,
Okay.
I have a long story.
Right,
Oh,
but we
okay.
know-
And this
we
is
wanna
all.
know the
And
myself.
this is all in the
It's
show.
very
It's
So,
involved.
okay.
Yeah,
It's
but
very-
okay, you grew up
Okay,
in
so-
Baltimore. We just
Baltimore.
were
I
established.
ended up-
Then you were in LA.
Oh no.
No, there was there
Okay.
had to be a place in between.
There was a lot of things
Yeah,
that happened.
so-
You gotta come. You have to see my show.
We
because
will,
it's
but
very
we need some,
involved.
see some
We will.
tidbits on you. So
Tidbits.
you went to college where? Where did Mindy go to college?
Oh, I went to a lot of them.
And they were all over.
Oh,
Why did I know the answer?
I
to
was a
that?
background was I was into photography.
Okay.
It got
Okay.
me through high school. Okay, I was really into
That was-
shooting portraits. My first love was photography.
It wasn't
Right.
really.
So
Wow.
Yeah.
but when you look back,
I was
like
in the
on,
dark room all the time and taking
Okay.
portraits.
Wow.
but I
It
was
got
going
me
to
through
say,
high
but
school.
like your high school experience, when looking back on it, was it a positive thing, a good thing, or a bad thing? or-
Only because, well, now it's a long.
But the photography.
Everything's a long story.
I know it
But
is
the
all a long
photography,
story.
It's a lot of
but the
stories.
but the photography kind of saved you.
Yeah,
or- yeah.
photography and being
Because
in the
it's
dark
interesting
room.
that you
I
look
narrowed
through
into
you
it.
look through the lens
Yeah,
of those years.
and then I
Right.
was like always a spiritual seeker. So between
Uh-huh.
that, it was like TM, and I was like into Asta or Werner.
So you
Uh-huh,
got you
right,
got into
right.
Werner Earhart?
Yeah, I was having
Okay.
like obsessed. I was like every workshop I did,
Uh-huh.
Oh wow, that's
but I don't think it helped me. But at the time, I thought it did.
Right,
But
exactly.
do you remember
But
Tim when
that's
everybody
part of
was
you.
into
Yeah,
that?
yeah,
absolutely.
I was into
But
it like
that's-
early on in like the 70s. You know,
Yeah, yeah.
when it came out, like
When it first
But
came
that's
out, and it
also-
went
I was
into
into-
S. Oops,
Yeah,
we
that's
lost
right.
the light.
but that is also part of your journey.
yeah,
That's-
right,
right.
it's part of
I was always like a spiritual. So I was
Okay.
reading Eastern religion in high school. And
Uh-huh.
this is like what happened. I'm sitting on my designer bed.
Uh-huh.
And so, but, you know,
Wait, which
At
house?
your
Like,
mom's
that's
house. Your mom's
house?
house.
my mom's.
Mom,
Yeah,
she's on your
mom's
bed.
designer.
Give away,
Kitchen garden came all the way from New York to photograph our house.
Oh my
mother was
God.
a very talented designer.
Wow, that's so
yeah,
cool.
I know. Yeah. So anyway, so we go. So I'm sitting on my bed with all my colors, a Peter Max ashtray.
Mhm.
Peter Max.
Oh,
with all the
he took a
colors.
picture of me. I
Uh-huh.
actually have an original of
Okay.
me. I'm going to sell it though.
Wow,
I don't know what I'll
that's
get
really
for it.
cool.
So you had a Peter Max
A
ashtray.
Peter Max ashtray. If I can talk, like I can talk.
Peter Max
Okay, so I'm sitting
ashtray.
there reading about this Eastern religion book, and it said, set an example to the world. And I was very depressed. It's like a long story, but anyway, a lot of depression in my family and me and everything.
Mhm.
And I said, okay, one day I'm going to set an example of joy and happiness to
Oh
the
my
world.
God.
I love
You
that.
knew even then. How old were you when that
Like 16
epiphany
or
came?
17.
Well, as a
Wow.
teenager.
And I made a
Very cool.
declaration. I would do that different times in my life, and they all
Right.
manifested. It's like
Love
so
that.
many years later, I started
Right.
the Smile Revolution.
Oh, I love
Isn't that
that.
neat?
Yes.
It's really kind of cool. Oh, and the colors. We'll go back to the colors.
Yeah, the colors.
Okay, so in the 90s, I moved from LA to New York.
Mhm.
And anyway, so what happened was everybody was wearing black in New
Mhm.
York.
Yeah, I
It's
remember.
That's
still,
our-
is everybody still?
remember.
I'm not.
It's
I live
not,
in Hudson Valley.
it's not so black anymore here. It's
It's much-
interesting. There's much more color, but the 70s and 80s.
No, I was sometime
Oh,
with the
the
90s.
90s.
The,
The
okay,
90s
so
were
it started in the 70s and 80s, rolled into the 90s. My
Yeah, right.
husband was well known for Alan Kaplan, known for black head to toe,
Yeah,
even now.
right.
Okay, all right. So
Even
anyway,
now, never wore anything but
Right,
black. So
okay,
I get it.
oh yes, I moved to New York in '83. Okay, so I guess it was like '83. I'm wearing hats and I was doing wardrobe styling,
Mhm.
and then I was like, there's too much black. I'm like, and so I go into, I don't know if it was 80s or 90s. Maybe I've started. In the
They've all
80s. I
become
can't
one
remember.
time period.
80s, 90s. I'm not sure. Okay, so what happened was, I went into a wig shop and I bought an aqua wig.
Ooh.
Oh my goodness.
And aqua looked good on my skin. It looked really
Right.
cool.
Uh-huh.
So I'm wearing an aqua wig, and I don't know. All of a sudden, I started, and I'm making hats. Well, that's the early '90s. I guess it was '90s. Okay, so early '90s or '90, whatever. And then I started wearing more color. It's like I got to match my aqua wig.
Right,
Right.
of course. You
It
can't
It
just
all
wear
started
black.
with
Started
the
wig,
aqua
the
wig.
wig.
I
There
love
you
that.
go.
And then I started buying a pink wig, and
Yeah.
I dyed my hair pink.
That's how
Nobody
it
else-
had. That's how it
Nobody
happened.
else had colored hair in the '90s.
Right.
I love it.
Uh-huh.
Lindsay, that's huge. You were a
Yeah.
trendsetter.
Yeah, I've always been ahead. No, I've always been
You're ahead of
ahead
your-
of my
you're
time.
ahead of your
Now, my
time.
friends I grew up with, I was always ahead of my time.
Uh-huh.
So I was like doing the colors and all the stuff, and it got me on Good Day New York like 3 or 4 times, and I got on.
I love
Yeah,
it.
yeah, no, people were stopping me on the street.
Were
Like,
you
"Oh,
in the
when are you
Joe
doing show
Franklin
again?"
show ever?
I was. Well, Joe and I were good friends.
I knew it.
Okay,
You were
so
right.
Who?
I knew
Wait.
Joe
Joe
Franklin.
And it wasn't.
Yes.
Well,
I was on
actually, he
his show
filmed
a
me.
couple
I
of
wasn't on his show. He
I
didn't know
did.
me back then, but
I
I
was
was.
on
He
his
filmed.
show.
He did film me when
I
we
love
met.
it.
He did film me.
I
but
love Joe Franklin.
loved
He was great.
Joe
He
was
was
great.
so New
He
York.
loved the smile.
He would have. That
revolution.
would have been
And
right
he
up his
loved me.
alley.
I
Right.
was his cookie.
You were out.
Oh,
Because I would give him
that.
cookies. He goes,
Right.
"You're my cookie."
Yeah.
That sounds like him, right? So no, I used to hang
But
out
yeah,
with
he
him.
would love
He
the
filmed-
smile
He filmed
revolution.
me. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
So anyway, I have a letter from him. He gave me like
Oh
an
my God,
right.
what a great thing to have.
I know. I
you
do have about the smile. He loved that.
Love that. Yeah,
He
I
did.
bet
Were
he
you
did.
at Studio 54 at any
I wasn't
point?
living. I wasn't living. I was in Baltimore.
No, I know, but late 80s, you would have been up here.
Was it still going on in
No,
the late
about
80s?
mid 80s was when I think it closed.
Mid 80s.
No, I never
yeah.
went.
You never
I just
went.
got
You didn't
here
even
in
go. Yeah.
83. No, I didn't even.
83, it was still
Yeah,
going.
that's-
Yeah, that's when I was there.
that's
I don't know why
I
I didn't
missed it.
meet Mindy till now.
Uh-huh.
Why is that? Why didn't we meet
Or
till
meet,
now?
you meet people you're supposed to meet them.
That's
Yes,
what I
Okay,
believe.
so
absolutely.
that's it.
Okay, so you moved,
Wait,
so
so
you're up
wait.
here.
All
Yeah.
right, so wait. So
No,
you
we're
wanna
not
know
going to
how I-
London
not,
next.
not
Not
doing
yet.
London
We're
yet.
not
Okay.
for
We're not doing London yet. It's up to you're
So
the
you're in-
interviewer.
so
I'm an
you're in New
interviewer.
York.
I can't help it.
Tim
Sorry.
and I go with the
I'm in
So
New
flow.
York.
you're in New York,
Okay,
Yeah.
I'm in New York.
and
Right.
everybody else is wearing
I'm in
black.
the New
You're
York
dyeing
Times.
your
Again,
hair.
in the New York
You've got
Times.
your got
Aqua
your
wig.
aqua
Oh,
wig.
okay. This,
Aqua.
I just got into making hats. Okay, because
Yeah.
wearing hats.
No,
all
I
the
was
time.
going to say,
Yeah,
how did-
how? Yeah, we want to
just
know
because
that.
you like
I know.
hats?
No, I was a wardrobe stylist, and then I was doing. Let's see, how did I get into?
Were you
that? I was
working
wearing a-
editorial? As a
Oh, I was
wardrobe
doing
stylist, so you
mostly
worked
like
with-
advertising,
Okay,
commercials.
commercial,
I did
yeah.
a movie. I did costumes for a movie. And so what happened was, how did I get into making hats? Oh, I was working with a fashion designer.
Who
Mhm.
was it?
Wow.
Can you tell us who
No,
it
I don't
was?
remember.
Okay.
It was a while ago.
Okay.
But he wasn't a famous. He was a fashion. I don't know. I don't
Yeah.
remember that
Okay.
part. Okay.
He designs. He
He was
in
a fashion designer, and he
Right.
said you need to do like a photo, a publicity shot for your styling career, and
Oh.
you need to do something really unique.
Mhm.
So I had a dream about a hat.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, really.
I
I'm
had a
serious.
dream.
I did. I had a dream. So it's like
I love that though.
You know,
How
so
it
this
just
is what
pops
Yeah,
out
happened.
from
that's
your
what
Yeah.
sub-
happened.
I was
from your
wearing hats all the
subconscious.
time,
Uh,
and I had on my deck. I had these streamers from a party, and I had a black cocktail head in my closet. Okay, and I never sewed a day in my life. Okay, it wasn't like a girl
Amazing.
sewing.
Right.
My parents
Uh-huh.
were like, we went shopping.
Yeah.
Anything
I
else?
never-
I
I
can't
never
help it.
sewed.
This is-
We went
No,
shopping.
I didn't.
I love that.
I didn't. But
Sewing
anyway,
was for peasants. We went shopping.
to tell you the truth.
No,
It's funny.
this is
No, I
amazing.
love
You
that.
never
I love
sewed,
that.
and this
Never.
came to
Okay,
you.
so this would happen. I wish I would have trusted.
So you have the dream
So
about
when
the
I
hat.
had the dream, the next day I'm hand stitching the streamers on this hat, and it turned out amazing.
Hmm.
And then we go to the photo shoot, and I was working with this top photographer, and he got a makeup artist, and I was very beautiful. I mean, I people say I'm
Well,
still
you're-
am, but I
oh,
was
You,
very.
are, you have a good, what we call a good face. You have everything
Thank you.
where it should be.
Okay,
The-
thank
you know,
Okay,
good
so
mouth.
I
Yeah.
still look pretty good.
Yeah.
Right?
Absolutely.
And you've got good
The
bones. You
smile,
have
the-
it.
Structure. All right, so listen, I think
Absolutely.
I still look pretty good. Okay. So this is
Okay.
the thing. So so they took the photo. It's like it was amazing. Ned Harvey took the picture.
Okay.
And it turned out incredible. And it was the first hat I ever made. And then I got obsessed. I have to learn how to make hats. Well, actually, I didn't want to learn how to make hats. I just wanted to design hats.
Uh-huh.
But I ended up talking to this famous hat designer who was teaching at FIT. And she goes, you
Fabulous.
have to learn how to make them, indeed.
Right. If
can't
you're going to
just
design.
them."
Okay.
Mhm.
So I
get it.
signed up in night school at
I
FIT
love it.
for 2 years and learned how to make hats.
Wow.
Hat
Wow.
Milliner.
Milliner. Yeah, so that's what happened. That's how I got into making hats. But then, see, I was a stand-up comic. See, there's so many.
Okay. Okay. Wait. We're down another rabbit hole.
That's
So I have a lot of stories.
So-
this is our Mindy. I
Yeah,
love
Mindy, she's
the
so
line.
colorful. You gotta love it. So were you doing stand-up comedy
And then
while you
you
were
wanna
at
know how it
FIT?
happened?
Yeah.
All right, so I'm doing costumes for a movie. I didn't even know what I was doing because I'd never done a movie before, but I had staff of people under me. So they
Yeah.
saved the day.
I
Okay.
love it.
But
Thank
then
God.
on set, Michael Janae, who's on Broadway and he's a screenwriter too, he kept saying to me every day, like I always made people laugh my whole life. Like I didn't realize I was a performer, but actually I
Right.
did with, it's a long,
another long
There are
Many
all
stories.
long
All right.
stories.
I don't know
Volumes.
But they're all-
We have
That's
volumes
because of my
of
show.
them.
Okay.
And come to Mindy's
My
But
show.
show.
all
What
those,
happened
but all
was-
those stories make up
Yeah.
Mindy.
Yeah. Okay. So what happened
Okay, you're
was,
doing
Wow.
stand-up comedy.
no. So what happened was I'm on set every day, and Michael Janae says you need to be in front of the camera, not behind the camera. You need to
Uh-huh.
be the next
Yeah.
comedy sensation. You were just so all you have to do is get up and talk. I would just tell stories about my life that day, and everybody's laughing hysterically on set. So, and then the screenwriters, the special effects guy said, there needs to be Mindy dolls. That's how I got the doll. Got it. He said, there needs to be Mindy dolls. I like my mannerisms with the hands, the whole thing. So anyway, after that summer in Pittsburgh, every day Michael said this, you got to be in front. So I signed up for a comedy school after that summer.
Where was the comedy school?
In New York City.
Which one was it?
I don't remember.
Jesus
Christ.
Christ.
I remember everything.
Names.
I know, but
damn it, we
wait a
promote.
second,
No,
wait a minute.
you're
No,
fine.
wait a
Don't worry.
second.
I took Steve Rosenfeld's comedy experience.
Okay.
Everything was set up in punchline. It had nothing to do with me being funny.
All right,
it had
so
to do with setup and punchline, which I failed at.
Yeah,
It
me
was
too.
like,
Wait,
we're not that. We're not that.
Okay, no.
Okay, go on.
All right, so what happened was in his comedy school was he wanted me to like memorize. The
Right.
first night of class, the first night of class, he goes, okay, I don't want you to be funny. I just want you all to get up and talk. And I'm like, I can't do that.
Yeah, right.
I'm like, I'm
Right.
naturally funny. So it's like, okay, everybody's getting up and talking. Nobody's laughing. I get up and talk about my day and everybody's on the floor laughing.
Right.
But then the rest of the course, you like have to write jokes and you have to like memorize.
That's
I
not very
bombed. I
yeah,
bombed
of
the rest
course,
of the time.
because
Right.
that's not you.
Right.
Yes,
That's
I
not
called
you,
my
Tim.
teacher up and I said, I'm really depressed. I'm like, I'm bombing every week. So he goes, some comedians are naturally funny, like Robin Williams. You have to have an idea what you're going to talk about. So he says, the last class that way, just get up and talk. So that's what I did. I talked about what happened on the way to class, and I had everybody laughing again. So but then you get on stage with the lights, and I'd never done it with the lights in the comedy class.
Right.
Comedy, the comedy
So
thing.
you bombed again.
No. So I had a lot of stage fright at that point.
But you had
Yeah.
stage
At
fright.
that point, I did. So
Wow.
I still did
That
it for
is
like
very
2 years.
intimidating.
Yeah.
Because all of a sudden you're on stage and
Right.
and then I did have a director helping me and like coaching me. He was a
Mhm.
friend of mine. So I did have, and then I was actually on I was starring in a TV pilot teaser.
So you were waiting. I love it.
That's
So
what I
on
know.
top of the stand-up comedy and the life,
love
now
this
she's in a
so
TV
much.
pilot.
Well, it was a teaser. It didn't end up making on TV.
It doesn't matter. So many things are, but
You
you
were
were in
starring
it.
in it.
They
Oh,
chose
my
you.
God.
Comedy 101.
I love it. And they
Oh,
chose
from
you.
there they chose you.
Yeah.
Nice.
So anyway, but that's it.
They chose you. Just remember,
Well, I
they
met
chose
them
you
at New
because
York
you're
Women
funny.
Film.
Oh, I'm a member of New York Women
I
Film
was a
also.
member.
I am.
Because I was wardrobe, and then I met
Right.
this producer and director.
I love it.
And they spotted my comedic talent.
I love
Uh-huh.
it.
But that's how that happened, but it didn't go anywhere. But at
Uh-huh.
least
But what
I
a
did
great
have it.
experience.
That was fun.
Yeah.
It's great.
And I was the star of it too, which is
Uh-huh.
kind of cool.
Nice.
I love it. It's just look at all the layers.
Now,
that
was
have
that
on
just
layer,
real, just
layer
real
on
quick,
layer.
like that pilot?
Yeah.
Was that memorization? Did it have a script, or did you just roll with it?
I roll. Yeah, it was just kind of. I don't think it
They
was
probably
scripted.
wanted you.
They
Uh-huh.
wanted me to
Yeah.
just. I
Yeah.
was like, they would tell me what to say or like each
Right.
scene or
Yeah.
whatever, but it wasn't like a major script
Right.
thing.
Uh-huh.
You know, we had Leah Delaria on last week, right? A lot of the stuff when they hire her, they're writing for her or letting her do her thing.
Mhm.
You can't take people like you or me or Leah and put them into like, okay, now this is what the role is.
Yeah, it's
Mhm.
not me. It's like
No, it's not gonna
exactly,
work.
Right. Yeah.
Too often though that happens.
Yeah.
You know, too often it happens. So all right. So
Okay.
you had your
Wow.
your moment at the sitcom. Did you go back to stand up or you were done with it at that
Well,
point?
I did it for like 2 years at night,
did?
but it was like
Wow.
I was like it was hard for me because at night it's like people are drinking and smoking.
Yeah,
And it was
horrible.
when
Right.
people were smoking.
And you could smoke it.
And I don't smoke,
Right.
and I
Terrible.
can't stand smoke, and I don't drink, and so it's kind of like, and I was stage fright. So then after
Mhm.
2 years, I decided to
Yeah.
stop.
And they also with women, they want you to talk about your tits or your dating experiences.
Mhm.
It's like I had nothing to say.
So
about
what
that.
happened was people kept telling me, keep going, keep going. I was like,
Right.
no. But then I created a show called A Hat Having. I went to,
Yeah,
then I
yeah.
started
Called
doing,
what?
then I started making hats, and I
Uh-huh.
missed.
It's called
performing.
Had Happened.
Okay.
Hat Happening.
Your
So
show was
I
called
coined
yeah.
that.
Okay.
I
And so
love
what
that.
happened was, so because of stand up, I missed performing, and then I started making hats at night, and then I just created this show called A Hat Happening, where I would like sell my hats at the end. I was like on Fifth Avenue and Madison
so
Avenue.
cool.
I think that is such a
And
great.
I would
it's
tell
funny,
stories.
right?
I would tell stories. I wear outrageous
There's your
outfits.
comedy, Mindy.
And then I would
there
sell
it
my hats
is.
at the end.
Right.
And then it
Yeah,
started. Then
that's
people
great.
started booking me to like just do the show to perform. But
Right.
that's how that started.
But you created
love
your own
that.
Yeah,
thing.
created
Once
my own
again,
show.
you had
Yeah.
to create your own show because you can't put you into any kind
right.
of box.
So that's,
there.
and I would wear these outrageous costumes and everything. So
And then you'd sell hats. I love that you were selling.
yeah. Yeah, I mean, I would sell to top stores later, but like this started with me selling them at my hat happening.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
I totally love it. So we have
all
a
of this, just
yeah.
such a creative life.
We
and
have
you just
yeah.
that's what I love it with your spirit is you just
Thank you.
over here and then over here and then
Yeah.
try
Things will
this
just
and do
unfold.
this.
Things will just
Right,
unfold.
Right.
exactly.
Right.
But
Yeah, that's how my life is.
but you follow opportunities that pop up, and that's wonderful. That's the sign of a full life.
Yeah.
Totally.
Okay.
You're doing good, Mindy. Mindy's doing good.
I want to know how I got my name, my
Yes.
stage name.
Princess
I'm
Wow.
here. I'm like, I'm
Princess
an interviewer.
Wow.
I can't help it.
Okay.
That's
No,
okay.
we have
Is that
to.
okay?
No, everything is okay
Okay,
here with
okay,
us.
okay,
Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
we're just having fun.
We're not on,
Okay,
we're
so-
not on a clock here.
Okay, all right. So what happened was because some people were like, "Oh, she calls herself a princess." I'm like, well, the name was given to me many years ago. Okay, so when I was doing my hat shows, people like I had 2 writers in the city came up with the same name. I was the Mad Hattress. That was my
Oh,
Oh,
name.
I love that.
When I didn't want
I
to
like
live.
your names. You
Yeah,
have
well,
fabulous
yeah,
names.
I was supposed to call Miss Hollywood for a long time.
Uh-huh.
And people, I have all these names. Just
I'm
give it. They
sure
just,
they
people
just
give
give
them
you
to me. They
names.
just give me names.
Right.
So what happened was I didn't want to live with the Manhattan long term because it's limiting because it's just hats all the time.
Right.
And also I was like, I'm not mad or crazy. So I'm like, I really didn't want to. Okay. So I'm like, I have to have another stage name.
Right.
So my friend who's a theater director, I don't know, I was at the spiritual retreat and he started calling me Wow. I just got the name Wow because I was saying Wow all the time. I was wearing outrageous costumes.
So he kept saying, wow.
No, he just called me Wow, your name. He just like kind of gave me the name Wow. And I'm like, okay. So I call myself Miss Wow was like a nickname.
Okay.
And then I'm like having tea with my friend who was writing for the New York Times. And she goes, "You're not Miss Wow, you're Princess Wow."
Love it.
Oh.
Duck, it's Duck.
So I said, I like that. It had like radiated, like
Yeah.
it felt like right for me.
Absolutely.
So I didn't use it right away, but and at some point I said, I think I'm going to use that. So
It's
and that was in
perfect.
the 90s. I've had this a long time. And
I
I
love
finally had a trademark because I've had it
Uh-huh.
for so long.
Princess Wow.
And that is how Princess Wow was born.
Well,
Right.
because I've said wow, I don't know how many times in the
Well, yeah,
interview
yeah.
alone. I'm just like, it's
Yeah, I
perfect
know.
name.
She just
See? I know.
Well, actually, so you can clear your throat and you can
But
have
I need
some
my matcha.
matcha.
I'm a matcha girl.
okay,
Yeah,
and we
so I
have
love
a clip to
Let's take a
show.
look
Yeah,
at the
we'll
clip.
take a look at the clip.
Yep.
I do need
Princess
my matcha.
Wow.
I do too. I
And
love
we
it.
Little notes about Mindy. Let me see what I wrote here. Can I read my own? Right. She's demure, dainty, and dignified, self-effacing, quiet, and wait a minute, that's somebody else. Hold on. Let me turn the page. Okay, she's bold and brash. She's colorful and crazy. She's totally delightful. We are very much 2 of a kind. She is the Princess Wow, and we're very lucky to have her here today.
My family were all drop dead gorgeous. My mother looked like a movie star. My dad, I said, looked like Richard Gere. My stepmother, everybody was drop dead gorgeous. And I was cute. But when I got older, my nose got bigger. And I was a hippie, everything is like natural. So my mother says, you have to get your nose done. And I'm like, Mom, I'm not getting my nose done. It's not natural. So she goes, we had a big fight. And I was underage. I was 17. So it's like, I had to do it. Well, anyway, so I go to so I go get my nose done. And my mother's like, okay, it's going to be very natural, not like everyone else's nose jobs. So it's like, okay, so all right, well, anyway, so I got the nose job. So for months, my eyes were black and blue and bandages. So after 3 months, they take off the bandages and my nose looked good. So see, I have a good profile now, you see. I'm afraid of beige and what it can do. I'm afraid of beige and what it's done to you. You live in a world neither here nor there. You live in a world where all you care about is beige.
I want to tell you about Princess Wow's Hat Happening show with her ukulele intermissions. It's a show that tells wonderful stories from Mindy's colorful life. And then the whole show culminates when we all get on stage, we get the big dress-up box out, and we all try on hats and have our picture taken. It's a wonderful thing. It's a bit of a laugh. It's a great show.
You like that? That's good. You want to walk around a little bit model? Well, not really. You can just smile. Pretend you're like the queen of England.
I know the show.
She would just go like, how she waves.
That's what it is.
We're just having fun.
Yes, and a little.
Okay, wait a second.
That's lovely. That is
Oh,
actually
actually, it
huge.
matches your outfit,
That's
Jan.
really is
Look at
good.
How could
that.
it not?
That is
Wait
really
a second. Wait. How's that?
Very stylish.
Very stylish. Wait a second, Jan. Here. Her name is Allie. Okay, that's good. That's good. Oh my God, Jan. Okay, thank you. It's fun.
Now, ukulele, I didn't know. Where did that come from? How
Oh,
did you-
okay. What happened was, so I was married to a folk.
It's a long
musician.
story.
Another one.
Oh,
Tim, you're
God.
gonna be ready for it. Okay, you were married to a folk
Folk
singer.
singer. He was close to Pete Seeger. That's how I
Right.
got into the music world.
Got
it.
He was friends with Garland Guthrie and Richie
All of it.
Havens.
Wow.
Yeah, Richie Havens
Chris
recorded
gets,
one of
wow, I'm
Okay,
impressed
yeah.
by that.
Yeah.
That's
Well,
like,
of course,
wow.
then you meet a musician. I mean,
Yeah.
you go to Woodstock.
yeah, right, exactly.
Well, we haven't even got to Woodstock
I
yet.
know.
We didn't- but we're getting there.
We're getting
too.
there.
Believe me,
Coming,
we're
it's
we're
coming.
getting there.
Yeah.
Okay, so
So,
you
Arnold Guthrie-
married-
I was married. He's my husband now. We're still good
Was-
friends.
was been
Because
that
I mean,
word.
that means we're on good terms.
Right.
And you
Yes,
know,
I
we've
love
written
that.
songs for the
Right.
show, for the Smile Revolution. He always supported what I was doing.
Mhm.
And so yeah. Anyway, what were we saying?
The ukulele.
Ukulele. Okay, so-
where the
so
ukulele
what
came
happened
from,
was,
right?
okay, so I was married to him, and when we would play together, he got me into singing on stage. Like I never would have sung. I was singing in my shower my whole life.
You
in
were
the
a shower
car,
singer
And in
or
my
a car
car.
singer.
every day. So anyway, so when I started hanging out with him, he's like, "You have a good voice." I do. So anyway, so he got me on stage singing, and then but he would play guitar. I didn't need to learn how to play an instrument for
Right.
years. Like he would play, and I'd sing, and I'd just like the shaker, you know, whatever.
Uh-huh.
And then, but I had a ukulele. And then during the pandemic, and then he moved away. And then during the pandemic, I had a ukulele, left me a guitar in the garage and 2 guitars, whatever. And I started learning how to play ukulele and a
Did
little
you teach
guitar.
yourself?
You know,
Yeah.
online. I mean, I would like take
Uh-huh.
classes online during the
You
pandemic.
were able to do
Uh-huh.
it though. That
Wow.
you could
Well, then
learn
I
it.
took,
I mean,
then
that's
I
hard
started
for
taking
me.
classes in person too.
Yeah,
So
that's
now
easier.
So now, anyway, so that's what happened. So it was I had to force because he moved away, and I didn't have my guitar player anymore.
Right.
So that's what
But it
happened.
looked very natural. You just picking it up.
Yeah,
and
she just
strumming.
Well,
and-
no, it's like anyway. So so I'm not a professional musician. I'd say, look, I'm just a character playing the ukulele.
right.
Like,
But a lot of
lower your standards.
you know, a lot of funny people play the ukulele.
Yeah,
Tiny Tim.
right.
It seems to be comedians.
Oh, wait a second.
all play
Tiny Tim, wait.
You have
A
Tiny
story.
Tim
Well,
story.
okay,
Of course you do.
Wait, Richard Barone. Wait, Richard Barone produced an album of Tiny Tims, you know? And so I'm walking down the street with Richard Barone one day, and he goes, I feel like I'm with Tiny Tim. I'm like, why? He goes, well, whenever I leave with Tiny Tim, everybody's staring, and like everybody stares at me wherever I go. So I have a Tiny Tim.
So you,
yeah.
yeah.
You see what I mean?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, so that's a Tiny Tim
It's a
connection.
tiny- yeah.
I just love it.
Through Richard Barone. Yeah.
Right. It does seem to be a natural progression for comedians to play the ukulele.
Okay,
and,
okay.
and you use it in your show.
I love
which
it.
is
And I hand
really, really
paint them.
great.
I Princess
Uh-huh.
Wow and Smile.
You
I
do
hand
the
paint them
whole-
because I'm a painter too. I don't have anything painted right this minute.
Okay,
No,
so
but I paint on
Smile.
photos
I,
and-
I want to know like
Oh,
everything
how it
behind the
started.
Smile revolution.
Okay.
All right, because it was born from depression.
Right.
That's important.
Yeah. So what happened was I had a really crazy childhood, which you have to come to my show to find out more.
Okay.
Yeah, we will, but you can give us little tidbits of
Well, it
it.
was
Yeah.
just like there's a lot of like, well, my grandmother. Should I tell you?
Yeah, you can tell us. Now
Sure.
you have us
I
on the
can
edge of our seats.
Yeah.
And we don't have a lot of room here.
My
so-
grandmother killed herself.
Okay,
Oh,
so
wow.
there was
Yeah, when my
suicide
dad
in the
was-
family.
Yeah, when my dad was young.
Your
Yeah.
your
And my
father's
dad-
mother.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I'm
and
sorry. So
he
he
never
had it-
really got
No,
over it.
I mean,
And
how does
so
it
he
Wow.
never got over that.
That's
It's
right.
like, and he found her.
Right.
I mean, it's like really heavy.
What?
It's like a
How
curse.
impactful?
It's a curse in my family. So the point is that because of that, my dad had a lot of problems. I mean, he was
Mhm.
like a successful businessman. He was able
Right, but the emotional parts of him
and my
were probably
uncle,
very,
the two of them, my uncle
I'm
too. But anyway,
sure.
the point is, it really had a big effect. And so
Right.
my dad was depressed a lot. It's a long story too.
but along comes
Like
it affected
like
me,
years,
and it
years.
affected
Yeah,
me.
right,
for
along
years.
comes
I mean,
Of course
Mindy,
it
right.
would.
You see, and so I was depressed a lot. It's like there's a lot more layers.
Because your nature is a sunny personality, but you were in an environment which, of course, you'd be depressed.
Yeah.
But you fought back. That's the point.
Well, it was a long haul.
Right. It was a
Absolutely.
long. It's out there.
Absolutely.
We know
that
that
it's a long haul.
Well, and again, especially if like parental figures, if your
Thank
parental
you.
figure is
down, like
depressed,
really depressed.
Yeah.
you kind of follow in,
Yeah,
Exactly
follow
right.
into that as well.
Yeah, that's what
right.
happened. So the point is that so as I said, when it was just very, I had it was a lot of, I had to overcome a lot to be where I am now. I mean, I
Right.
really have
But-
overcome a lot.
but-
Seriously.
But
I have,
seriously,
I really have.
But
However,
isn't this amazing? Who you are?
yeah. So what happened was and my dad was like this, big businessman, and everything, and I was like me, out of the box,
Right.
and he was
Mhm.
like, my family didn't
Who is
really
this?
understand. I
What
was
child is
misunderstood.
this?
Understood.
I was
That's
misunderstood.
right. Of course.
And that was hard on me too, because
Right.
I am Princess Wow, and I
Right.
wasn't.
Mhm.
You knew
understood.
that.
I was
right?
misunderstood,
Right.
Yeah.
and that didn't really feel too good,
Mhm.
And I
Right.
was very
Well,
insecure and, a
and
lot
feeling
of
the
problems.
feeling. Did you feel like you had disappointed them or something, or
I
just
never
the
felt. I
fact-
never felt really loved to, even though
Right.
they
Yeah,
loved
right.
me, but
I
I didn't feel. I
I
didn't.
can
Well, it's a
understand
long.
that.
I mean, in the show,
Yeah.
it's
And this
like, there's
all
a lot to this.
Right.
I'm
Yeah.
giving you like the surface.
You're giving us
Right,
tidbits,
right.
but
Yeah,
it's,
just
I
tidbits.
want to bring it
No,
up
but
because
I
it's
totally get that.
important,
I
right?
totally
It's very
understand that.
important what you
right?
do,
Absolutely.
and it's very important what you overcome.
And also, a lot of people think, oh, she does a smile revolution. Oh, she just always had a happy childhood. It's like, no, it
No.
came from tragedy
lot
and
of- right.
depression.
right. Thank
Right.
you.
Yeah, you know what I
Right.
mean? And all the
Yeah.
A lot
color
of-
and all the things that I uplift so many people everywhere I go every day.
Isn't
but
that
it came
amazing?
from a dark place.
Right. A
I
lot.
was
A
able
lot of
to
times,
overcome so
You were
much.
able-
if there's a seed in the ground and it's got to kind of drown, it's got to be watered. It's
Thank
got to
you.
go through fertilizer, which is basically shit.
Yeah,
It's
right,
gotta
right,
feed-
right, Tim.
It's got to go through all of
Yeah.
this and pain and torment to grow and to grow before it can bloom
Well,
into
that's how it was for
before it
me.
can bloom into a beautiful flower.
Right.
Yeah, and the same with you.
You
I know
know,
you
yeah.
went through a lot.
And
Yeah.
spread more seeds wherever it goes.
Yeah.
And that's what you, and that's
So
what
you're
you've done,
going. So
which
with
is
your
really
Yeah, so
great.
when-
so with your
happened was-
father, yeah.
Yeah. So what happened was the last time, so over the years we did a lot of healings because I have a spiritual practice, everything, and that's what got me through this, which I talk about in my show, but I'm not going to get into it now. But the thing is that so the last time I saw my dad conscious, so I was in the hospital with him for like weeks in
Mhm.
Florida. And we had a lot of healings. He gave me a lot of blessings because I
That
was
was
there. I was
important.
with
Good.
him.
That you were the
at
one there.
I
Yeah,
was
that's
I was
important.
visiting, and he ended up the third day. We had to take him to the emergency room. So I was
Wow.
there praying, and I'm a very prayerful person, everything. And so
Mhm.
the last time I had to go back to New York, I was doing my one woman show for an independent film, The Hat Happening, and then some other. I was doing bar mitzvahs. I was like making hats for the kids, everything.
Mhm.
So I canceled everything for a few weeks, and
Of
I had to
course.
get back. And
Right.
then the last time I saw him conscious, he gave me a big grin.
Oh
How
my
amazing.
And
God.
that smile, and the smile was like pure
Right.
love and no
Yeah.
judgment.
Right.
Because I always
Right.
felt judged by him because
Uh-huh.
he couldn't understand.
Your whole
I was,
life,
like, so
right.
out of the
Beautiful.
box for him to grasp me,
Right.
And I was like this freewheeling hippie artist, and I was like,
Mhm.
But he was probably
know.
at that point transitioning.
Yeah, he was.
also.
Well,
Once you
and
started
then-
to transition,
was.
And then
yeah.
I think he finally saw you.
the real
Right.
For
me,
who
like
you
Right.
yeah. And I
And-
felt it,
and
and I
loved
got
it.
and you could feel it.
And I
wow.
felt- 'cause it was
Wendy,
pure
that's
love.
wonderful.
and that
That's
had a
beautiful.
huge impact.
Uh-huh.
And then that year, I mean, I almost didn't make it that year when he died, though,
Mhm.
for a lot of reasons.
Right.
I really was like not functional for a little
Right.
It was
Right.
Sure.
bad, but I had somebody
Sure.
praying for me like every day. It was like
Right.
really like anyway. But I was on the radio a lot in Woodstock. I was living in Kingston, and it's like I was on the
Mhm.
radio a lot in Woodstock. I managed to still,
You
dress
kept
in
your
my
thing
colors. I
going,
was
right? You
still-
did your
I
thing,
managed.
no
I
matter
don't know
what.
how, but even
Right.
though it was like felt like I wasn't functional, I was still in my costumes and hats,
Mhm.
and I was like going on the radio, and I was a co-host, and I was like, anyway, and then an occasional guest.
Mhm.
And Christmas week 05, it's like I heard this voice. It was like a voice came. It was like, okay, it's time to start the smile revolution. I got the idea.
Wow.
Well, after the smile, I go back to New York, and I'm interviewed before my show. And it was like, what happened was it's like came out of my mouth. It's like, we need a smile revolution in the world.
Oh.
And I said,
God.
that's like an inspired thought. I'm like, it's like
Right.
came through me. And then, my dad died a week later anyway. Went to a really dark period again. And then as Christmas week, it was like another thought. I didn't even think about it again for a year.
Mhm.
Christmas week.
It rang
It
in
just
your
came
ears. Yeah, that's
in
how
my
it
ear,
does.
and then I
yeah.
was like, okay. And I went from being very self-involved to how can I help the world smile more?
Wow.
And then I'm on the
Uh-huh.
radio. I launched it on the radio. And then my whole life changed for the better.
Yeah.
Well, of course.
And then I started my own radio show.
right.
Uh-huh.
But all that
In
was
Kingston.
supposed to happen. That's right.
Yeah.
That's the progression.
Yeah.
And you had to go way down to a dark place.
I guess
Before
how it
that's
happened.
just
Yeah,
right,
right.
before you could
Yeah.
uplift not only yourself but now everybody else.
Yeah,
Mhm.
so
But
that's
what a
happened.
wonderful gift, you know.
And I've been doing
A
this for like
smile.
18 years.
18
I mean, a
years, right?
smile.
I have a
That's
smile
something-
album. So when I met Roland Musa, who is my husband, he I had one.
Was your
Yeah, but he is my
husband?
husband. No, he is my
What-
husband. He is my husband. Sorry.
Was your-
And then he is my husband.
Right.
And then we started writing songs together for the Smile Revolution.
I love it.
And I
Mhm.
had my radio
Perfect.
show. And he goes, when I met him in Woodstock, he's like, I'm going to get Pete Seeger and Richie Havens on your show. They, you know,
Yeah.
Richie always had
Uh-huh.
a beautiful smile. And so we started writing songs, had a radio show, and so I started promoting him. Anyway, that's how it unfolded. I started
Mhm.
writing songs with
Amazing.
him like pretty quickly, and then we had 2 Smile concerts. One with Pete Seeger headlining in Woodstock,
Wow.
Fabulous.
and then one
right.
in the Village,
Uh-huh.
in Greenwich Village, with all
Wow.
these amazing. So that's how I got into the music world.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
And
and now
cra-
it's
and
helping
what-
me now. With
And now
everything
it's
I'm doing.
helping you now with
my
everything you're
interview
doing.
show and everything. I
Well,
do.
and not only that, you're doing your one-woman show here
Here,
at
at
Pangea.
Pangea.
I mean,
April
what-
Right.
11th, April
Right.
11th,
Right.
7 p.m.
that
Right.
I mean, what are the chances
what is
of
the
that
name-
happening?
what is
And
the
that's
name of the
because of
show?
getting into. It's called Princess Wow in Woodstock: How a Hat Designer Started a Revolution.
I love it.
Okay.
It
I
rolls off the tongue.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah, it does.
Doesn't it?
It's a lot of words, but
And
it
that-
does roll.
But
and
it
that-
rolls. It rolls.
And that,
It rolls.
and that is at Pangea, right here at Pangea,
Yeah.
Thursday.
Second
Thursday.
Avenue at 11th Street.
Yeah.
Thursday, April
April
11th, at 7 p.m.
Yep.
Okay, now you did. I follow you on social media. You went and did the coolest thing in the world in London.
Oh yeah, right.
Oh,
That I didn't
yeah.
know about. Like this is
Yes.
it. You
I
know,
know.
we
That
only
was
know
about
our
London.
we only know our own world.
And then how did I get into London Color Walk?
Right. So
Yeah.
tell everybody what London Color Walk is first.
Well,
of all,
first
and
of
how you
all,
got into it.
PBS just filmed them. They're going to be on.
Oh,
You
nice.
all can see it in America at sometime soon. They just
Love
filmed
it.
them. Yeah. Anyway, okay, so Color Walk. Okay, so my friend Sue Kreitzman, who's a well-known artist and curator, she's from New York, and then she was New York, London for 40 years or 30 years, whatever, and now she's full-time, her and her husband and son in London. Okay, so I met her through a friend here. It's a long story, but the point is that I met years ago. My friend Robin Hutchinson said, "You got to meet Sue Kreitzman because she's like me, really colorful and all this stuff."
Mhm.
So I met her when she was moving full-time to London. Here she is. Should I show her?
Yeah, you
Okay,
can show it
yeah.
on the
Oh,
camera.
and she was on my film. She was the one who introduced me.
Uh-huh.
That's so. Anyway, so I found out about her, and I started following her on Instagram, on social media years ago. And then they started Color Walk, I think 6 or 7 years ago. So it's every third Thursday in Old Spitalfield Market in East London.
Every third Thursday.
Yeah, usually almost every third Thursday. You have to follow it on
Uh-huh.
Facebook to make
It's
sure. Sometimes
monthly.
they change. It's monthly.
Oh, I
Jesus,
thought it was only
it's
once a
right,
year.
Oh
Yeah,
my
you
God.
gotta go to
Oh,
London.
Not
absolutely.
All right, so listen.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's amazing.
I love
So
it.
no, it's like incredible. So anyway, it's artists. It's mostly artists and who are like out of the like me. They're like colorful. They wear hats. They're like outrageous costumes and everything. And it's all about joy. It goes with the Smile
Joy,
Revolution.
right,
It's all
of
about
course. It's
uplifting
about
others with their
joy.
color. And color is like very joyful. So it's
Right.
like it's uplifting.
Agreed.
Uh-huh.
And everybody is like really, it's like a family. It's like I am part of this color family. Like when I met Sue in New York before she was moving full time to London, she's like, oh, she embraced everybody. You're part of the color family. It's like I just got part of the family.
She immediately became family to you.
Yeah,
How
immediately.
cool.
And then I
Can-
go there. I went there twice, and I follow them, every month on, online, like with their pictures. I'm like, oh my God, I miss everybody so much, but I follow them every month. And then I'm in the book. Okay, so Colin
This is- yeah,
Allen.
Show them a little bit.
Okay, here.
and
This is my
some of the
friend.
pictures.
This is my
Okay, yeah,
friend
we wanna see some of
Jama Elmi. This is Jama. He's a very famous in London for
Uh-huh.
like best dressed. Okay, he's
I
got like
love it,
100
yeah.
suits. And he's the most wonderful person in the world. I mean, he's always has a beautiful smile. You can't tell here, but
And then
Okay,
the
so-
color walk is just everybody gets
Everybody
together.
just-
It's like
okay.
like the Easter
It
parade. or
is,
something.
Tim, right? It's just
So
like,
everybody
yeah,
just
yeah,
gets
nobody
together.
walks.
that.
Nobody
Right.
walks. No, we don't walk though.
You
It's just we all
pose.
get together and
Right.
photographers come from all over.
All right,
the
to
world.
take pictures.
And
of
we're
you.
all like take pictures. It's
Got
like a
it.
whole day. And then we
Oh,
all
I
hang
love
out
it.
and have lunch and hang out all day at the Spitalfield Market. It's all about supporting the market.
I love
Uh-huh.
It's
how
a flea
cool.
market and they
Right.
have great food stalls and then they have like designer clothes and all
I
kinds
would
of
love. I would
Oh,
love
yeah,
that.
it's
Yeah,
so
I would
great.
go
No, it's
crazy,
amazing.
right,
Spitalfield-
right.
So it's all about supporting the market.
Uh-huh.
And
I
then
love
we
that.
all get together and it's like the most amazing people. I just love my friends there. So I'm on the back page and here's my friend Jan who was in my video. He's on Netflix.
Okay.
He's on Netflix on a Big Flower Fight. Okay, so he's a well-known flower designer.
Wait,
Okay,
so he's
that's
on
me.
his. She has
And
a
then
show.
That's you. That's
So
you
that's
here.
me.
Oh,
That's
there-
me.
there's
There I
Wendy.
am. Okay, and there's Jan. There's Jan. with somebody else. Anyway, so that's it. Here they are, like a bunch of us. So
That's great.
And
Look
then
at that
the- there's
The
picture.
everybody.
picture above.
and there's my
Yeah.
friend Marissa Mendez with the pink balloons. She has this pink balloon outfit. Look at this.
That's great.
There she is. See?
That's
You
fabulous.
can- I don't know if
my
you all
God.
can see, but it's like,
Those are some fun
These
people.
look at these
oh my
people.
God,
Tim.
you would love everybody.
Yeah, we would
so-
totally love this.
I don't know if anybody can see, but anyway, you can all follow them on London Color Walk on Facebook and Instagram.
London Color Walk
Yeah,
on
of
Facebook
course.
and Instagram.
And they're getting really famous because
Mhm.
PBS has just filmed them, so you all see them in America at some point.
And
Wow.
Miss Princess
And
or
Miss Wow, she comes with me to
she
London,
does.
of course.
Yes, she does.
Yeah, because
Minty, why don't we have a color walk here?
well, how do we do it?
It's just it's so easy. It's just what they did. Each one of us probably knows like 25 people. We know a lot more than that, but
Well, if you
25
want- I've been
people that
wanting
we
to start
know
one. I've been
that
wanting to start one
would
here.
want
Yeah,
to do
All
that.
right, well, you help me. You and I can
Let's
do it
figure
together.
out figure out
love-
where
yeah.
you want to do
Where?
it.
Where would we do it?
I can't do once a month, but we could do
No,
a
we don't
color
have to do
walk.
once a
Yeah,
month, but
right.
maybe once a
Sometime-
quarter.
some-
Right.
Sometime over the summer.
Right.
All right,
Yeah.
I love it over the
Let's
summer.
do it. I think
Yeah.
we
But
should do it.
figure out what you want to do, like
Or where we're going to go.
like Chelsea Market or something like
Do
that.
it at a
like
market.
It
Like
should be at a market,
It should be at a
yeah,
market.
at a
And we
market.
support the market.
Yeah.
Right.
All right, yeah, that's what
Or-
I'm all about
Or-
brainstorming.
Or
Yeah.
it could be in the summertime here in New York. One of the things I love are the street festivals.
Yeah.
Maybe like a street festival.
That
or
would be a good
something.
way to launch it at like
Okay,
one of the
okay.
street-
Yeah,
at
where
one
we
of the
all
big
just get
street-
together
yeah.
and work that
Okay.
festival.
Well, you
I
know
love
more
the
people-
idea.
Yeah, so we'll work on this. I think it's great. I think
Everyone
we'll do it.
loves the idea.
I've been wa-
Okay, great.
I've been wanting to do it. Is
Mhm.
anybody watching who wants to
Anyone
be?
watching?
Anybody who
Bring
wants to
us
get
up.
Who wants to help
involved?
produce.
Okay. Okay. I'm sure we can do it. I think it'll
So
be great.
I love that how long have they been doing Color Walk for in
I
London?
think 6 or 7. I think 7, maybe 7 years.
And why did
Uh-huh.
the
But it
con-
wasn't every month. I mean, our
Right.
friend Florent, he's the one who said to Sue, Florent, he said, you've got to do it the same time every month.
right? I know why.
Sometimes
Right.
it's
for
a
your
second.
following.
Sometimes it's a second. It changes sometimes, but you have to follow them. It's usually the third
Mhm.
because it says on here. And Colin Allen, this book is amazing.
Well, when you went
Yeah,
to
it is.
do this, I was just so impressed.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, no, it's amazing.
Oh wait, come on,
Okay,
show
okay,
this one.
okay,
How
okay.
can you not
Here's
show that?
Sue.
next
Wait a
one?
minute. This is Sue Kreitzman's museum home.
She has a museum home.
It's her museum home. And she's a famous artist and curator. She's
Uh-huh.
the most wonderful
Let me
person in the
just-
entire world.
Oh my God!
She's like my she's like the godmother
Look
of the
at
color.
this.
I mean,
Right.
this is
Yeah.
it's amazing.
I know where these people are coming
There's
from.
Jan. Look at
Oh,
this picture.
how
There's
fabulous.
Jan, my
Great,
friend
great,
Jan.
great
He's like my
picture.
brother. He's like my brother.
So are these
Anyway.
people that are in Color Walk? Are they all artists,
Yeah, they're all
actors?
artists.
They're
Yeah,
all
they're mostly all.
creatives,
I
yeah.
think- yeah, creative
okay,
people.
There's my friend Mom. Yeah, they're all creative and they're
Right.
all colorful and they're wonderful. It's a very inclusive family. Like,
Right,
we're all-
that's very
we're all
obvious.
part of the family. So
Yeah,
everybody helps each other. No,
So
it's
you
amazing.
did a
It's
show
amazing.
while you were there too.
Yeah, last
How did
year.
that? How
yeah.
did that come about?
Okay, so what happened was, okay, I've always been Anglophile my whole life. Okay,
Mhm.
and my grandfather was from London, but I never knew him. He
True.
died before I was born or when I was an infant. So I
Mhm.
was always obsessed with London.
Right.
But I've been there once when I was like a teenager. I was on a teen tour in Europe. So I was there once.
I did a teen tour in
Okay,
Europe.
I did, yeah. Okay.
We were
I went-
completely out of control. I
Yeah,
would never
yeah.
let my daughter go on one of those.
all right, so I did 2 teen tours. I went to Israel 2 summers and Europe 1 summer. So I went to
Wow.
London for 2 days.
Mhm.
So I was like obsessed my whole life. with
You
going
knew
back
you
to
wanted
London.
to go back.
I know,
right?
obsessed. But then for whatever reason, I didn't go. Like I was always like LA, it was like
Mhm.
West Coast or East Coast, whatever. I don't know. So anyway, so finally, I think because of the pandemic, I'm like, you know
so
what?
much,
I
yeah.
have to get to, it's my
You gotta
dream.
do
I've
what-
got to go
right.
to
It made
London.
you
That's what
realize
forced
that,
me,
right?
like,
The
okay,
realization.
But I had a lot of fear of flying over the ocean. Wait, so then I had a little fear.
Wait,
Wait,
what did you think was going to happen? to you
well, I was
going over-
very, well, 'cause-
Plunge.
I know, wait, wait, because
Go
one time,
plunging into
No,
the ocean.
because one time, I was in LA. I was married. Roland and I were in LA, and when I was married to him, and we took us 2 days to get back from LA because the plane emergency landed in Baltimore.
You emergency
Oh.
The
landed,
emergency
yeah.
landed.
Oh
Right.
goodness.
So, yeah.
And it took us 2 days to get home
So
from LA.
that's where
so
that
wait,
came from.
so what
yeah.
happened was I could not get in a plane for 3 years. I had a fear
Uh-huh.
of flying
No, I
because
know
of
you-
emergency.
Right.
We all thought we were
That's frightening.
dying. I mean,
Right.
we were like, it was
Absolutely.
bad.
Yeah.
So anyway, after that, I couldn't get in a plane. So that was part of it. But then anyway, so I was afraid of flying over the ocean. What if we like emergency land in the
Yeah,
ocean?
right.
Right,
Well, no one's
right.
going to make it.
I
when that
had to
happens,
I
right?
had to get over the fear. So I was
Right.
like, okay, I gotta go. But I'm
Fear
like,
of
I can't
flying.
go. So I finally got over it. I finally did get over
But
it. 'Cause my friend was
that's-
helping. I don't know. The
That's
friend
good.
was
That's
like,
huge.
Yeah.
it was
To
huge.
face that
Yeah,
fear
I had
and
to face
do
the
it.
fear. All right. So what
Absolutely.
happened was, I'm like, okay, I'm not going to just go. Like, I was like, okay, I'm going to go to Color Walk. Oh, 'cause what happened was I interviewed Jan Skates on my show. I interviewed Sue and then Jan. And he's like, you must come to Color Walk.
You
And
must.
Wait, Jan's like, you must come to Color Walk and you must come now.
Ah.
And I'm like, now? I'm like, okay. So because Jan said I must come now,
You
I
got-
have to
You
come
did.
now.
That was there.
He's
That's-
like, you know,
That
I
fear-
gotta go.
Fear
That's all you
flying
needed.
went right out the window.
Wait, so I booked a flight and then I canceled because I still had
Yeah,
to do
right.
I couldn't go.
Well, it's a process.
It's a process. So I
Uh-huh.
canceled it. I said, can't go. So then it happened twice. I kept saying I'm coming. And then the
Mm-hmm.
second time I'm like, you know what? I can't keep canceling, or my friends in London are
Mhm.
not going to believe
Right.
I'm ever coming.
Right.
So the third time, I'm like, okay, that's it.
Third
But I
time's the
talked to my
charm.
director. And I said, you know what? I'm not just going to go to Color Walk. I want to do a show there.
Yeah,
I
absolutely.
can't
That's-
just go to
right.
Color Walk.
To
I
walk,
have to
and I
perform.
agree. I agree.
If I'm going to go all the way to
I hear ya.
London,
Yeah.
I got to do a show.
Right. You have to have a place.
Yeah.
So I
booked.
said, you think I'm ready? She
And
goes,
that'll give you that extra push
But
to
that,
do
yeah,
it.
because
also.
I'm like rented a theater.
Right.
I just rented a theater. What I had was
I love it.
she goes, just rent a theater. I'm like, really? She says, yeah, just go rent a theater.
Mhm.
And within like a day, I found a
It's
theater
easy.
to rent.
It's
I just
easy to
rented
do
it.
that.
Well,
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah,
know if it's
they-
easy. It just
London,
was meant
they've
to
got-
be. I don't know. I
Right.
just found a space and
Right.
rented it.
Right. I love that. In London, their theaters are
In
much more.
Camden.
Yeah.
I went to Camden,
Uh-huh.
and there's all these like theaters above pubs.
Oh
Uh-huh.
yeah. Oh, so
Yeah, Camden. They have like the Camden
Uh-huh.
Fringe thing. and
okay.
everything.
So
So the
yeah.
point is, I just said, you know what, I'm just going to do it. So
Good.
because I found a space right away, but I had like a short period of time. I was like going in like 6 weeks or two. It was like, oh my god.
How
I
did
have,
you
like, all
get?
this
How do you
stuff.
get people to come to it? How
Well, I
do you
have my
get-
Color Walk friends.
Yeah. yeah.
I love it. It's like
Yeah.
that piece, right? Tim, I love it. I just love the whole
Yeah.
idea, right?
Yeah.
The audience was already there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
All
exactly.
Mindy needed to do was
That's
get
right,
there,
I had
right?
space.
I've got a bar and you've got costumes.
Right,
yeah,
yeah.
So I love, girl, I love
So
it.
that's what happened. And Sue's helping me, and Jan's promoting it, and all the
Oh,
stuff. And,
nice.
so that's what happened. And then
I
I
love
also
it.
am involved with other organizations in London too. Oh, I got a style. I was nominated being a style queen in London.
Oh,
Remember? Because
Yes,
yeah,
I
you
actually
forgot. It's
No,
like-
now that
No,
you brought
you
that up,
got
you were.
it.
I'm
it's,
like,
it's a long story.
It's another one.
Or-
A lot of things to
no,
talk
but
about.
you know what?
That's
How cool
fabulous.
is that?
Okay, so what happened was,
And it's
I was
well
totally shocked.
deserved.
Thanks. So what happened was that, so I'm part of this because I did this other show, Ageless Wonders, years ago.
Mhm.
I was like involved with all these organizations with people over 50 and all the stuff.
You
So
got
it's-
best national solo artist for that.
Yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
And that was in London.
and a best solo
No, best
artist.
solo-
That's my director.
Okay, no, it
but I
wasn't
did
you.
win a couple awards.
You
though.
did from
Yeah, I
that
did.
show.
Yeah, yeah, I
yeah,
did.
yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Okay.
tell us about that
Okay,
show.
well, I did win best costume and bestseller.
There you
and
go. You
bestseller.
won best-
bestseller.
Best in show.
I had to get best costume.
show. Yeah, of
But
course.
no, so what
I mean,
happened
you did.
was
Who
so I'm a
would?
part because of that other show, Ageless Wonder show, that I toured with in LA and New York and up the Hudson Valley. I was part of this. I am part of this organization called Advantages of Age in London.
Mhm.
So they, for the first time, they had an award show
Oh, I love
Nice.
it.
this past in
Advantages
November.
of
I couldn't
Age.
go, but I was like busy at Carnegie Hall. But you know,
I love it. I couldn't go to London. I was busy at Carnegie
I
Hall.
was. Richard Brown had a concert there. I
Uh-huh.
had to go.
Love
I couldn't go to London
Right.
that the next day. I was like, I couldn't.
No.
fly. I wanted to though. I could not.
Your
It was
heart
too
was
much.
there,
Yeah, my
right.
heart was there. So what happened was it was their first award ceremony. So I was nominated. I didn't win, but I was nominated style queen. But
Mhm.
still nominating is huge because
Right.
you know who
Absolutely.
won? I'm in the category with a famous costume designer who's won 2 Academy Awards.
Oh, Jesus.
so I'm in that I'm in like the same
I love
group.
that.
I love
Uh-huh.
it. This happens.
I mean, is that
so.
cool?
That is.
Right.
That's
That's like,
amazing.
that's like I'm okay.
Okay.
That
yeah,
is-
I'm good. I'm good with that.
That-
I'm good.
I'm nominated.
that-
I'm nominated.
that is
I'm
totally
yeah.
wow.
Isn't
Wow,
that
yeah.
cool? It is right in
That
London.
is,
In London,
right. In
right?
London.
In
right,
London.
Right.
That's
I
I
mean,
mean,
wow.
really,
that is really something.
because I mean, there's so many people in London. My friends
Right.
are amazing and style and everything, and so
Yeah.
they nominated me.
just shows
Only
you,
5 people.
but it
Only
shows you
5.
it can happen.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yes. So it was
Yep.
really. I was totally shocked. I was like so surprised. I was like so
How
happy.
cool,
It
right?
is cool.
How
It is
cool.
in
That is-
London.
yeah.
Right?
Yeah,
I mean, that is
that's
cool.
so
Right?
cool.
It is.
Really,
Thank you.
really.
It started in
And-
seventh grade.
It's
Seventh
this
grade.
is the whole trajectory. It
color
started in
coordinated.
7th grade and it culminated being nominated in a category
I
with an
love that.
Academy Award.
Love it.
All right, so everything came full circle.
Yes,
As
yes.
it
Well,
does.
and also I just want to say this.
Okay.
I love this.
Yeah,
You said
this
this
is
is
great.
this shirt.
vintage.
Okay, this shirt. I just got it. Okay.
It's so,
So this
pretty.
shirt, I just got it at a vintage emporium in Newburgh. It's a 70s disco shirt,
I
It's
love
great.
it.
Yeah.
but it's falling apart.
But who
But
cares?
It's like
The
these
hat.
things. These are, and when I made the hat to go with
she
it,
made the hat that matches.
it
Isn't that
does-
amazing?
yeah.
Isn't that cool?
That
Yeah,
is so
Tim,
cool.
show her now. Show your nails. Look at her
Oh
nails.
yes, I was
Oh,
noticing
I
your
just did
nails.
this for you.
I
all,
know.
though. I did it
know.
for you. I did it
Just
for you.
beautiful. I mean, so
I
much
usually
fun.
don't wear nail polish these days, but for the show, I did that.
Oh,
Well,
I know
thank
that.
you.
Oh, yours are
No, I
good.
had mine done for Night of a Thousand Gowns to match my toes.
Oh, okay,
I don't
okay,
wear
okay.
nail polish either
I
because
don't
I,
need to- I don't
I
need to
have a
wear it
lot of
every day.
animals and my hands are in water all
Me
the
too,
time.
yeah.
And it's
So
like
I don't
it's
either.
always
Only special occasions.
God,
I
oh,
love
Dolly,
that.
Dolly.
Okay, isn't she
That's-
great?
Wow.
I know
She is very,
great.
very, she is very,
She's
very
the
cute.
star.
She is the
No, I'm
star.
not the star. She is.
You're going to be able to not only catch Mindy April 11th, 7 o'clock here at Pangea, she will be at the Easter parade
Yeah.
Yeah.
on the
this
sta- on the
Sunday
steps.
on the steps of St. Pat's along with the rest of
12,
us.
12:30 or 1.
Yeah, I usually
Now,
go there
how-
around, yeah.
How
12:30.
can, how can people find out
Hey,
like
get my
about
hats?
hats?
Yeah.
To
Well,
get a
you
hat?
can just. Yeah, I'm on. Well, I'm on.
You're all
Well,
over
my
social
Instagram
media, yeah.
is the dot real dot. I have all these dots. I got to
Yeah.
get rid of these dots. It's the real Princess Wow because somebody stole my identity like a year
The
or
real
two ago.
Princess
I hate
Wow.
when
It's
that
the real
happens.
Princess Wow, but it's dots in between.
Okay.
So you can find me
Okay.
there. I'm always
But they
showing
can Google
hats.
you too. If you
Yeah.
Google you,
Yeah,
come
but I'm
up with
also on
Google.
Facebook
Yeah.
under the Princess Wow Network. And I'm on princesswell.com. So if anybody, like I used to do my hats full time, but I was always doing my hat havings. But now it's like I'm so busy with like shows and all this
Mhm.
stuff. But I still do my hats. But, I
Right.
still
I
do my
would.
hats.
There-
Like
I
the
mean, your
people- I
hats
do
are
custom
you.
work.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I'm not wholesaling though right now. I used to. sell the
Right.
top. I
But
used
you
to
don't
sell
have the time.
Henry
for-
Bendel's. I used to sell.
Are you
Oh,
kidding?
wow.
Wow.
Yes. Of course.
Wow. I
You
know.
know
I
I
know
did.
you have what a life of layers.
A lot of
really.
layers.
Yeah.
A lot of
A lot-
layers.
lot of
Well,
layers.
again, your outfits
Prolific.
reflect your colorful life.
I guess so. I guess so, right. Yeah. I guess so.
Absolutely
Yeah.
right.
Well,
So
we've
anyway.
got some comments.
Yes,
Yeah,
let's
right.
do our
We haven't
comments. We
seen
got a
it.
lot
Rose
of
Stratton
comments.
says, hello, my dear loving
yeah.
royalings.
Royally.
We are the
Lori
royalings.
Towers.
Hey, Lori.
Yeah, we
Hi,
love
Lori.
Says it's
Oh,
the,
love me some Mindy.
it's like an
Oh,
easel
thanks, Lori.
exploded in. It's like an easel.
Oh, yeah, right. Because Easter's
just a
is.
second.
Yeah, go
She
It's
goes,
ahead.
like an easel
Lori says-
exploded in the best possible
Oh.
way. It is.
Oh, good.
And Jezebel, I'm all about colorful hair. Jezebel's hair is
Yeah.
outrageous, gorgeous.
Oh, good.
Lori again, love me some Mindy. Suze, hello. Suze is a designer,
Says hello,
incredible
dolls.
designer. Hello, Suze.
Okay, good.
Apollonia, hello,
Or
Apollonia.
Apollo.
Apollo,
Cabrera.
okay,
He's
yeah.
an artist. He
Yeah.
says hello. And Gladiola Gladrag says, love this. Thank you.
Hey.
Hearts and hearts.
Oh, good.
And here, Apollo, thank you for tuning in.
I'm glad
Lori
you used
again.
color.
She has a
Lori's-
lovely beret from you.
Who?
that you
Lori.
made. Lori says
Oh,
she
yeah,
has a
yeah.
lovely beret that
Right,
you made
yeah.
her. And Jed Ryan, we love
We love
Jed.
Jed
Yeah.
She's working on film right now that we're all in.
Yes.
We're so
He
excited.
says, I'm glad you used color film for this show.
Right. Yeah.
Right, Jim? We're so sensible. My girlfriend, Lynn Scannell from Gloucester. Hi, Lynn. How are
He says hello
you?
from Gloucester.
Yeah. All right.
And just a second. here.
Okay. Apollo
Jeffrey
loves
Burke.
Kingston too. Apollo, yeah. Kingston's great.
Yeah,
Well,
says I love
Kingston now so
Kingston.
happening. It's like
Yeah,
I lived there
I
years
know.
ago.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, now it's like super happening.
And Jeff Burke says, oh, hi. Um,
Be Claudia.
good late. I'm sorry, I can't see.
Be Claudia from Germany.
Germany.
Thank you. Good
Oh,
late
says-
evening. Sorry, had to work and we'll catch up. Be Claudia.
Sending love to you,
wonderful.
Wendy Stewart.
And
Said,
B has had different color hair too.
Yes.
Like
I
you
wanna
And
have.
she
steal
says,
the
I wanna
hat. She'll
steal that
the
hat,
You wanna
yes.
steal it.
Just
The
a
real
second, there we
princess.
go.
Yeah, the real Princess Wow. Yeah, that's me.
Yep.
Mindy, and she loves a
Yeah, so-
hat.
yeah.
Yep.
Stealing via the internet. And
Okay.
Lynn says, happy Easter week.
Happy
Okay, guys.
Easter,
Okay.
Lynn. Thank
Thank
you.
you,
Thank
everybody.
you,
This was
everyone who
Good. For me
tunes
to
in.
come
We
this
love.
week, this was perfect.
We do. We love all your comments.
Okay.
Okay. You know where you can find Mindy. If you're in New York, you can come to her show April 11th, 7 p.m. at Pangea. In the meantime, you can catch up with her on social media. It's all
Yeah.
good, right?
Yeah.
Absolutely. And
Miss Wow.
Miss
Miss-
Wow. Miss
She'll be
Wow.
there. Actually, my other dolls will be there too. I have 3
Oh,
dolls, so
fabulous.
they'll all be there on stage.
Uh-huh.
I love it. It's
Yeah.
great. It's
All right.
great.
Well,
All right.
Wendy, thank you so much.
Oh my God.
Wonderful.
She's so
Aw. No, we had a great
Yeah,
time.
we had a
Thank you
great
so
time.
much
I
for
know we
having
were.
me.
Oh, she brought us banana bread too, which we can
I'm a
eat.
big baker.
And you
Oh.
a
bake
big
every week.
baker,
I
of
am.
course.
Yeah,
She brought us
banana bread.
banana
Yeah.
bread.
Good, I'm
Thank
glad.
you so very
Thank
much.
you. It
was
And
really
thank you
fun.
for tuning in.
Thank you, everyone who tuned in. See you next week. Bye bye.